Have you heard what really happened to Dee Snider? Known to millions as the fierce, flamboyant frontman of Twisted Sister, Snider wasn't just a rock star with a signature scream, he was the soul of defiance in 1980s metal. With his snarling voice, wild hair, and war paint stage presence, he captivated audiences and helped launch Twisted Sister into mainstream success with anthems like "We're Not Gonna Take It" and "I Wanna Rock." But his rise wasn't instant. The band toiled through the 70s in obscurity before finally breaking out with their 1984 album Stay Hungry. At their peak, they were unstoppable, an explosive force of glam metal rebellion. Yet, like so many others, they were victims of shifting trends. By the late 80s, hair metal was fading and the grunge wave was on the horizon. Twisted Sister's moment passed, and suddenly Dee Snider was left without a band, without a label, and staring down an uncertain future. But Snider wasn't the kind to disappear quietly. Instead of clinging to past glory, he evolved. In the 90s and early 2000s, he reinvented himself as a screenwriter, voice actor, and radio host, proving he was more than makeup and volume. But perhaps the defining moment of his career didn't happen on a stage. It happened in 1985, when he stood before the U.S. Senate to defend music against censorship. Facing down the PMRC in denim and defiance, Snider surprised the political elite with a calm, articulate argument for artistic freedom, revealing the sharp mind beneath the wild persona. That moment solidified him not just as a musician, but as a cultural figure willing to fight for his art. And he didn't stop there. From reality TV appearances to writing Broadway music, Snider's post-Twisted Sister years were a journey of exploration and grit. In 2018, he shocked fans again with the release of For the Love of Metal, a thunderous modern metal album that showed he could still scream with the same fire as decades before. This wasn't nostalgia, it was evolution. On stage, he remained, a force, grayer and wiser, but just as powerful, with audiences still chanting his lyrics word for word. So, what really happened to Dee Snider? He weathered the fall of glam metal, stood up to Congress, reinvented himself across multiple platforms, and returned to heavy music with more fury than ever. He became more than a relic of the 80s. He became a symbol of endurance. In a world that often discards its icons, Snider never stopped creating, never stopped challenging, and never stopped being unapologetically himself. He didn't just survive, he thrived. And as he stands under the stage lights today, mic in, hand and eyes still blazing, he proves that rebellion isn't a phase, it's a legacy. Dee Snider didn't fade away. He adapted, evolved, and still refuses to back down. Because for him, not taking it was never just a lyric. It was a way of life.